Hey everyone, it's Mary, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what is going to happen in June based on a very general and broad astrological and angelic, because I mix them both. I'm not very good with astrology, but I'm getting better. Um, Point of view. Okay, we start off with a beautiful flower full moon on Tuesday. And the reason why it's so important, and that's May still, but it goes in the full moon, and its energy flows into the month of June. And the beauty of this is that then there's another full moon. I think it's in Gemini. Yes, it is in Gemini on the 13th of June. And what does that mean? Oh my God. What it means is, and listen, it doesn't happen magically. We need to put forth that energy, okay, to make happen what it is designed to do, to accept, to receive. We're always talking about you need to receive, you need to accept, you need to be open to receive. Well, all these things are happening in the cosmos, and it's so that, we are the ones that ultimately accept to receive. Get it? So for the month of, even though we're going to have a full moon still in May, the effects still go into June. So on the 13th, that full moon is going to bring new beginnings. And this is not just for one or two or three signs. This is an overall astrological moment that we can all be part of. The only thing is, some signs are always open to receive, some are not. So it's gonna go into that one sign that has no resistance, and those that do commonly resist, we need to know that we need to open up so that we can receive and make it happen. That's all there is to it. Okay, now there needs to be more communication during this time, and we need to improve our social abilities. What does that mean? No bickering. Stay out of the drama. Work inside yourself. Accept yourself. Accept your path. Stop the resistance against the story that you wrote. Because the more you resist, the harder it is for things that you programmed to happen in this meat suit to happen. It's gonna stop. And it all has to do with resistance. If you are not flowing in the direction that you designed, that means that you're resisting at some point. That's where the word surrender comes to mind. You need to surrender. And this is perfect, because on the 13th, in this beautiful full moon, you're going to have the opportunity to open, receive, get the message, get all that beautiful energy to come out and improve all your situations in every plane, in every dimension. You need to do this, because if you don't do this, then you're going to continuously enable the non-flow, and you don't want that. You want flow to continue happening. On around the 16th, if you're not resisting still, 16, 17, 18, it could even happen a little bit before, It's got to happen before the 18th, because the 18th there is a Neptune retrograde. We'll talk about that now. You are going to feel, the majority of you are going to feel like really inspired. It's also, you know, June comes around and the summer, and you're going to be inspired to do things that you normally wouldn't have done, you didn't do the years before. But we also are going to feel that we haven't gotten and fulfilled our dreams. Here we are in the middle of the year, and again, we are at the same place we were in 2017, where nothing really changed, but everyone told you that you were going to have a change in that first quarter of the year. I told many people, but if you haven't, it's because you're resisting. Okay, and there's resistance, and because you're resistant, you've got stubbornness, you've got poor choices, you've got laziness, you've got so many things that stop your flow. So if right now you're coming into June and you're feeling inspired, and then all that inspiration goes to heck because you find yourself in June, nothing has been fulfilled. This is your journey. This is, with this full moon on the 13th, this is where you, and I'm telling you now before it's June so you can work on it, this is where you need to start being conscious about the changes that you needed to do back then, that you swore you were going to do, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen because you resisted, because you put barriers, because there were other things, other dramas, and other things. I'm being perfectly honest, because I was there at one point in my life. You didn't let it happen. Okay? It's not an evil eye. This is nobody giving you bad juju. No. We have evolved to a point that the negative energies don't even want to fuss with us anymore, because we're not there anymore. So for you that are listening to this, you know that you have this faith where if you learn and you listen, and most of you are going through your awakening and you're in that particular stage of your enlightenment where you need to get as much information and you're hungry for spiritual information. So you're here, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. You need to let it flow to get to where you need to go to. So on the 16th, you're going to start feeling inspired, but you're restless because your dreams, your goals, everything you hoped for didn't happen or happened too slow. That is your flow. That is you stopping it. Guess what? You still have ego. You still have fear. Worst of all, you are afraid of success. So you self-sabotage. Very normal. Okay? So what you need to know is that you are in an unfortunate tangent. And guess what? You can remove yourself from that tangent. And it happens on the 13th. So please start working on stopping this negative flow or this non-flow and open yourself up to receive these wonderful energies. And then on the 16th, around the 16th, it really isn't on the 16th, it's around the 16th and the 17th, you are realizing that you are just restless. You are just, oh my freaking God, it's 2018, it's the middle of the year, and nothing's happened. This is when you realize, and I'm letting you know, this is all you. So now you need to work on the coming of the Neptune retrograde. What happens? You got yourself up and ready. You're ready. You're inspired. You made all these promises. And here comes Neptune retrograde, which completely makes you lose your inspirations. Well, although this Neptune retrograde is going to last until November 24th, or around that area, what you need to be doing after the 18th is you need to go inside yourself. Okay? Because you don't have to wait until the November 18th to get your life back in charge. No. You you get to make the changes so that these changes make it easier to get to your goal. Okay? So while this is happening, you could be feeling that all of a sudden you're in limbo. Be mindful. I am telling you now, when you feel like you're in limbo after or around the 18th of June, stop. Go to my group. Talk to us. Okay? Get a reading. This is the perfect time where everything stands still. Look at the positive. What happens when you're in limbo? You get a chance to learn, get a chance to better yourself, get a chance to, believe it or not, join the gym, get a chance to actually find the positive side of enjoying yourself and learning for yourself and becoming your better self. Think of it as a lull in the time span that you got all these wishes and you have all these inspirations, and they never came to fruition. This is the moment where you sit back and you say, no, Neptune retrograde, you're showing me this, but I am strong enough to change it to this. And you can. You are being given the push by, in astrology, in that realm. But it is done that way to get your butt in gear. You don't have to sit back and say, I'm going to wait for Neptune retrograde, November 24th, to finish. And in the meantime, you're going to do nothing. That's not the way it works. What astrology does is it brings down to your level what is happening. It is up to you to make the change that you need to make in order for all of this not to influence your life 100%, because you have free will. You can do with your life whatever you want. The reason why I'm giving you this information is so that you can start opening up and getting yourself to a point that you can overcome these obstacles that the cosmos is throwing at us. It's just a reminder of all the things that could go right and all the things that can go wrong. And at the same time, they lead a path to where it is that you need to go to get to where you need to go to. So this is not astrology. That is not a crutch, a reason not to do things. On the contrary, it is a guide that tells you where to go, what to dodge, where to move, so that you can get to where you need to get to. Okay? Okay, so we did that, and what else? So that would be about the 18th. Then we have Mars. And this is beautiful because the month of June is going to suck with all these retrogrades. Mars turns retrograde on the 26th. And then that is going to last until August 27th, way after my birthday. This is where Now, you needed to do this before, but this is where you reassess your projects and how you're going to approach what you want. Do you know why I'm saying this on the 26th? Which Neptune is still going to be in retrograde way until November 24th, yet we are still in Mars retrograde till August 27th, which is before the end of the Neptune retrograde that is supposed to keep you like this and not wanting to do anything and become a vegetable. Because since I'm telling you, those that know, that you can make the change you want to, on around the 26th, when Mars turns retrograde, this is where you reassess your position on this universe. But you're going to start this today. I'm giving you this information so that you can start ahead of time, so that these retrogrades don't get you by surprise, so that you know when, oh man, that happened. Ha! I already knew that this was going to happen, so I have plan B. That's why we use and how we should use astrology. That's how wars were won. Okay, so when this happens, that you see that Mars is in retrograde, you may be feeling that your life is sabotaging you with a passive aggressiveness. Make sure that you understand that this is gonna happen. And you sit back and you say, I knew you were gonna do that. And I'm not gonna listen. I'm gonna keep going on my journey, because you are not gonna detract me or change my path because you want to be passive aggressive. That's your nature, Mars, not mine. Get where I'm getting? You understand where I'm getting at? Okay. So what happens to the human body? What happens to our monkey minds? What happens to our emotional moments? We're going to see that the universe, or the universe that we made up around us, because it's not the collective universe, it's the universe we build around ourselves to go through this path. Because it's showing us a passive aggressive behavior during this Mars retrograde, what we're going to start doing and experiencing, and this is where the drama needs to stop, and you need not to be part of this. I'm telling you now, you need not to be part of this, because your universe is feeling this passive aggressiveness, and it's showing you passive aggressiveness, and you're laughing at its face saying, I knew you were coming, and it's not going to work. Then there's going to be moments where you yourself may end up in instigating problems, arguments, instead of dealing with them directly. So when you feel this coming on as something coming on, you need to tell yourself, Mary said this. This was going to happen. Nope, I am not going to participate. I am not going to become an enabler. I am going to continue in my path. Remember this. Remember this. Now, the full moon, I think we have a full moon again on the 28th. I'm going to look at the calendar, but I think, let me see, full moon in June. Hold on. In June 2018. Let's see. Well, what is a full moon? Hold on. Because I want to make sure. Yes, a new moon on the 13th. The full moon is on the 28th. That's right, because this is the 29th of May. It's a new moon on the 13th. Good. It was sounding a little strange to me. I was like, but it's a new moon. I hope I said new moon in the beginning. Yeah, it's a new moon. It's a new moon on the 13th. I hope I said that. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just going crazy. We all go through that, believe me. So there's a full moon on the 28th, and because it's June 28th, that's on a Thursday. You are going, okay, so it's on the 28th of June. It's a full moon, June, and it's going to enter then in Capricorn. It's going to enter in Capricorn. So what is going to happen is this full moon is going to remind you that all those commitments that you have promised the entire universe, they need to come to fruition. You need to stop making commitments and start making them happen. All right? As simple as you may think that they are, and that you feel that the universe and the outside world does not need, because don't worry, somebody else is going to work it out. No, they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. It was your commitment at that time and space. Therefore, they are waiting. It became an intention. They are waiting for you to take care of that. So, you know, around the 28th, I can't tell you this exactly on 28th because everybody's got a different time zone. But around that time, you need to do that because you're going to find yourself that you are in a nice place at home, at work. And you're going to forget. Please remember, because it's going to come knocking at your door. You didn't do this. And it's going to come knocking at your door in the least opportune time. All right? So, knowing that, what you're going to do is get this message, put it all together, okay? Write it down, what it is that you need to know ahead of time before it happens. And then I want you to comment throughout the month of June on this recording, in this comment, on the comment section. I want you to tell me what's going on, because let's be honest, we are full-grown adults. We're big mamas and papas, all right? We have evolved. We are getting the help that we need from the angels because we are now figuring out that we need to ask so that we can receive. But at the same time, we need to understand that we have this huge responsibility because we decided to take space here and do something we were supposed to do. And if we sit back and enjoy the laurels without giving anything in return, it's not gonna, I'll see you back here in your next lifetime, working it all out again. So you need to understand that being a spiritual person, you need responsibility. You need to work from your soul. You need to work from integrity. You need to work from truth. Oh my God, did I learn that? You need to take care of the business at hand. You get those rewards when you take care of the business at hand. You need to act maturely. That means work within your means. Teach those that need, but with truth. We no longer need to do things with fluff. There's no one that we need to impress. Light workers, that's why we are all categorized the same way. Nobody's above, nobody's below. Everyone is the same light worker. We're using and giving the same energy from the same collective, from the same universe. We use the same angels. So we need to work together. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. All we have to do is work responsibly. And we need to take charge. And it doesn't mean this person's reading is less of a caliber than the other. It doesn't mean that in order to keep your client, you need to come up with tactics. There are no tactics in heaven, so there should be none here either. So this is a call to everyone in the group, and also for light workers. We need to be together. We need to work together. And you know why. I hope this message gets to you and yours with love and light and health and happiness. That way you can take out of it as much as you can. And if there's any questions, you can find me on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, everywhere. I think I'm everywhere. Let me know if I'm missing anything. But hopefully this message gets to you and you receive it with open hearts and open arms. And remember, you're not alone. No matter where you are in your awakening, and you're awakening, you are not alone. So, with this, I bid you adieu.